All right, all right, all right. It's Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican Kid KG, and this is Fight Hype. I just want to thank you all for joining me tonight. We're going to be doing something new on Fight Hype, and we started earlier this week. So for those of you who were with me on, I want to say, what's today, man? Thursday? I think that was Tuesday. I'm losing track of the week now. But either way, we did a no holds barred. We didn't call it that, but we did something with Danny and Carmel live, and then we went ahead and brought you tonight something really special. But we're gonna go ahead and call these no holds barred. So when y'all see that, when y'all see the flyer, you can kind of start to get a feel of what it is, and the intention is really just to talk about whatever's hot in boxing right now. With some of your favorite fighters. So just be on the lookout. Whether you came here due to Blair posting it, Fight Hype, myself, or that you saw the graphic. Appreciate you. We look forward to doing some more of these. Tonight I'm gonna be in the chat, so I'll be looking for some stuff. I already saw some of you in there, so I'll be looking for your questions. If you have any super chats, anything like that, I'll definitely be on the lookout. I want to make sure we get it all in. But let's get to it. So we got somebody who's 17-1, 10 KOs. Coming from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Just had a really exciting win, in June over somebody that we all know, tough fighter. Somebody who's made a great name for themselves in Adrian Broner. Tonight we're gonna have Blair, the Flair Cobbs. So once Blair joins us, we'll get rolling. But like I said, just keep an eye on the chat, or I'll keep my eye on the chat. You guys, whatever you need to get out there, any questions, just let me know and I'll be on the lookout. But we're gonna talk about everything. I plan to talk to him about boots. We're going to talk about, of course, himself. We're going to start with Blair, figure out what Blair's got going on, what's his plans. We're going to talk some boots. So we'll talk some Undisputed game, some of this lawsuit stuff that's going on, some Spence Fundora, some T.O. Bud. You name it. We'll be talking about it tonight. So just give it a second here, and we should have Blair, the Flair Cobbs, with us, and we're gonna get this thing popping. But like I said, y'all, we got no holds bar. That's a new thing. So if anybody rolling in the chat, no holds bar is something that I'm starting here on Fight Hype. Any of y'all who have seen my videos before, I go by the Puerto Rican Kid KG. My name's Kevin Garcia, and we're gonna be doing this thing called no holds barred. So every so often as I can, I hopefully look to build a consistent rhythm for you guys, but we definitely working right now. I brought you Danny and Carmel earlier this week. We got Blair today, and we got something special planned for next week. So just be on the lookout. Like I said, we'll be putting that graphic out there on Fight Hype. We'll be looking for, the fighters that we're with to repost it. I'll be reposting it. And no holds bar is about asking fighters about what's going on in boxing right now, getting their views and their thoughts and their perceptions, and of course, catching up with them and what they have going on. And like I said, tonight, I'll be in the chat. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You got a super chat, I'll be on the lookout for it, and we'll get it popping. Just a little bit here. Let's see what we got. Seems like we got something. Yep, we'll try to get Beterbiev, Bivol talking there for sure. See what else. Yeah, man, y'all let me know. There's a few of y'all in here right now. So if y'all got any thoughts, anything you want to talk about, just make sure you put it in the chat. Like I said, we got a lot of topics that we're covering tonight. We're going to talk to Blair about Blair. We're going to talk to Blair about boots. We're going to talk to Blair about this lawsuit. We're going to talk to Blair about Undisputed, Spence Fundora. So we got a lot of different topics. So just hang with us. I appreciate y'all being here. We're going to definitely go ahead and get it popping. So let's see what we got going on. Yeah, everybody got their own style. I see you out there, Misery's lover. Everybody's got their own style. Looks like, Blair does his thing pretty well. Let's see what else you're talking about here. We're going to talk to Blair about it. Let's see what he got to say, I think Blair is outside of, a lot of top tens. He can get in, right, with the right fight. Let's see what happens, right? We're gonna let Blair speak for Blair and what his plans are moving forward, for sure. But what do y'all think about while we wait for Blair? What do y'all think about Beterbiev, Bivol? You know, it's happening this weekend, Saturday. Who do y'all got? Who y'all got? How y'all think that happens? Let me know in them comments. And like I said, y'all, if y'all got any questions at all, we touching on a lot of topics tonight. So send them in the chat and we'll definitely address it. You know, anything y'all talking about as I catch it, we'll definitely address it. So yeah, speak your mind, share your thoughts. Let's get it popping tonight. Again, anybody just rolling in here, I'm Kevin Garcia. A lot of y'all have watched my videos. You know, I go by the Puerto Rican Kid KG. Y'all can see it under my video here. That's my ad on Instagram. Feel free to follow. A lot of content over this last year and a half has been, you know, brought to you by me. And I look forward to bringing you more. We got some good plans. This is No Holds Barred. No Holds Barred is about talking to your favorite fighters about what's hot in boxing right now. And we're going to bring you more of them. You know, we just brought you Danny and Carmel. They got a fight this weekend. We're going to talk to Blair right now about himself and what's going on in the world today of boxing. And then early next week, I want to say tentatively, be on the lookout, you know, early Tuesday, Monday, something like that. We got something pretty special lined up. So we should go ahead and, or excuse me, go ahead and be on the lookout for any graphics. 1 second. That's actually Blair hitting me up, y'all. I just want to make sure he knows we just waiting on him. So, but yeah, you know, be on the lookout for a graphic. Definitely advertising what we're doing next week. But we're gonna have No Holds Barred in place going forward as often as possible. Yeah, we're gonna be talking to everybody y'all want us to talk to. You know, I'm definitely gonna be speaking to some of the fighters about who maybe they can help us get on in the future. You know, Blair's somebody I'm pretty cool with, interviewed in the past, so you just never know who could pop up. You never know. But definitely have somebody lined up for early next week. So if y'all are following what we're posting out there, y'all see some stuff coming soon. You know, y'all got Tim Zoo coming up next week. There's just a lot. You know, going into the rest of this year, we got what this weekend, like I said, Danny Garcia, he's got his third promotion. Oh, there we go. Think we got some action. Blair should be on any second. I can see him connecting, y'all. So again, we got 17-1 coming off a great victory. My man Blair the Flair should be popping up any second, y'all.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
No problem. Ron Rami, reading your comment, brother. If you got a question, if you can formulate that into a question, maybe I can ask Blair at some point. I'm definitely paying attention to your comments, man.
All right, guys, let's get into this.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So look, first and foremost, I just want to thank you, Blair, for joining me. You know, we've done interviews in the past, but like I shared with you the other day when we spoke, this is something new we're doing. I'm calling it No Holds Barred. We just did something earlier this week with Danny Garcia and Carmel. And going forward, you know, we got something planned early next week. So definitely appreciate you not only doing this with us, but keeping up. But we plan to talk to, you know, everybody's favorite fighters out there about what's hot in boxing right now, right? What's going on, getting your thoughts and your perceptions and just how you see it, how you call it. But, you know, again, first and foremost, let me just reiterate, thank you very much for joining me.
Hey, man, thank you for having me on, man. It's always a pleasure.
Recording in progress.
For sure. For sure, you know. And one of the things that, you know, I'd be remiss to not start with is yourself. So, you know, there's a lot of hot topics in boxing, but I think the first thing we should talk about, Blair, is you. I was there, June. You had a really exciting fight in Florida. You know, I think you definitely went out, showed out, did what you said you were going to do. But, you know, looking back on it and thinking about now having, quote unquote, a name on your record, how do you feel about that fight? And what are your thoughts on it? Was there anything that surprised you about the fight, the lead up, the aftermath? Yeah, where you at with it?
Well, look, I showed up and showed out. Adrian Broner, AB, he showed up and showed out. He put on a spectacular performance. And all credit to him for doing what he did and doing what I did. And we should be like, you know, moving forward to bigger and better things. Or hell, we could probably run it back if he wants to do that. I haven't heard any word about that, but you know, or whatever. But yeah, it was a good fight. Broner was incredibly resilient. I would wager most fighters would not survive the shots that he got hit with. And no, it didn't look like he was like off or something like that. It didn't look like he had a like, oh yeah, like bro, I had a longer layoff than him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like he came in there and looked exactly the way I thought he would. There's just a lot of content on him. There's a lot of things to see about Adrian Broner. The thing is, it's not just not enough content on somebody like me. So like, whilst I got a big question mark on my head, everybody else is a little bit different. You know what I mean? But that's the part that takes people by surprise. A lot of fans would have been like, "Oh yeah, well no, Broner's supposed to beat this guy. This guy, oh he must be old." No, he's actually the same Broner that I prepared for. You know, that's the problem. He's the same Broner I prepared for. You know what I mean? Like, look, if we had fought years ago, let's say 5, 6, 7 years ago, it'd be the exact same fight because he would not know what the fuck he getting himself into. And I would know everything. I would know exactly what he's doing with that quick hook that he got when he's setting up traps. I would know exactly what he's doing, like when he's trying to unload a quick little combos and jump in and out of range. I mean, it's not gonna work against somebody like me. I'm taller, I'm stronger, and like I'm unpredictable. You can't count on my timing at all. I got an offbeat timing, and I'm very unpredictable. I throw punches from awkward angles. It's all the makings of something that will pretty much knock like people like Boots clean the fuck out. You know what I
Oh, we
mean?
gonna get there. We gonna get there. We
Like
gonna get there.
it's the makings of something that's very unorthodox and people can't see coming. It's the making of greatness, and that's what boxing really needs. Boxing needs unpredictability right now. Boxing needs a character that can like push the envelope of superstardom and mega stardom and boxing. I mean, because boxing's kind of falling off. And like let's put like this: what happens when Canelo leaves the game? What happens when some of these top guys leave the game? We're left with nothing outside of Blair the Flair. So like we should probably be pushing the Blair the Flair movement and let Blair the Flair have his roses today instead of trying to push him out and wait him out and like do whatever they can do to stop. I mean, that's and what they've been doing, like
So let me
making
ask you this then. Let me ask you this. You know, with all that being said, and coming off that victory, because a lot of people, you know, it's boxing. Is it's funny like that, right? Sometimes a name, and not saying that Adrian Broner is just a name because he's not, but having a name matters, right? You've got that name on your record. You fought that guy. How do you turn that into a bigger fight? And against who?
How can I fight like Broner with the bigger fight?
No. How do you turn that victory, right? Because now you have that victory. Now it's on your record. So how does that translate into having like a bigger fight? And who would you want that bigger fight with?
Well, the bigger fight would probably be Ennis, or Ryan Garcia. Those would be the best fights for me. Ryan probably first because if I spank Ennis and catch Ennis quick with like a fucking the first 2, 3, 4 rounds and he goes out and he never comes back again to boxing, it'll be very, very hard for me to lock down a contract with like a good fight outside of that. It'd be harder. Knocking off somebody like Ryan would probably be better because after Ryan, they can always say that, well, he was a nobody, or like, oh yeah, he was a 140 pounder. It gives people a way out to say that maybe it was a fluke. I like the idea, and like I've consistently been good at it, is making people believe that I'm stupid. It's been the best characteristic with me is making people believe I don't know what the fuck I'm doing because of the raw talent and the fact that I don't have a whole lot of circumstantial fights to smooth out my boxing skills to make it look like sharp and precise and everything and make it look pretty and neat. because you see a beautiful mess or a beautiful staged chaos in the ring, it doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm doing. That's the problem. Like a lot of people are starting to catch on, and it makes it hard every time I make a big fight and win a big fight. It makes
Get the next one.
hard. Yeah, it's incredibly hard to get the next fight. After the Hooker fight, there was no Virgil Ortiz fight after that. After the Hooker fight, there was nothing on the table. We were talking, they were talking all type of game before the fight, before the Hooker fight, they were talking all types of game. After the Hooker fight, it's all fuck that. Nah, nigga, we're gonna try to shelf you as long as possible. Okay, that's over $1 million. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a lot of nonsense.
No, I got you. And real quick, I just want to make sure we, shout out the fans who's joining us. The angry casual fan, just so you know, you definitely got a believer in here. He says Cobbs stops boots. So shout out to the angry casual fan showing you love for sure.
Oh, he's crazy. He's crazy.
Yep. He's saying you stopping boots. So there you go.
Crazy. He's crazy. It's either he's crazy or he sees what I see, and that's crazy. That's crazy.
There you go. So let me ask you another question then, right? Obviously, looking for that next fight, and having this one loss on your record with Rocha, right? But thinking about Alexis, he's in the top 10 for 3 out of the 4 sanctioning bodies. Would you rather, like a bigger name and just continuing to grow that way, or maybe taking him on because it puts you in the top 10? I would assume, right? You'd be the top 10 guy ranked 3 sanctioning bodies. Is going to raise you into that place where you could get a championship fight. What path would you prefer? Like, do you want that fight back? And does getting ranked mean something to you?
I mean, well, first things first. I got a lot of talking with these sanctioning bodies to do because I should definitely be top 10 in every sanctioning body. I'm the only welterweight fighter that actually fought a name with all these people that's trying to get like credibility without actually fighting anybody. I'm the only one that's done it, and I've done it under extreme circumstances. I'm one of the very few people in the welterweight division that's fought more than just one ex-champion. I've done a lot already with the very little bit of fucking fights that I've had, and I should definitely be ranked higher than Alexis Rocha. That's for damn sure. Fighting Alexis Rocha. I pretty much scared them the fuck off with the Hooker fight. If they want the smoke, I'll definitely take it. You know what I mean? I would definitely love the smoke. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a chain smoker. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they want the smoke, we can get the smoke. You know what I mean? And I'll go ahead and put them out. I'll go ahead and put them out and go ahead and show people how fast things change when people have a fair fight. You know what I mean? Things like that changes. But I feel like I already proved that over and over again. It was only maybe 2, 3, 5, only 2 or 3 months after Alexis Rocha, I fought an even better fighter, and an ex world champion, and a far better fighter, a tougher fighter too. And
talking about Maurice?
Yeah, and Maurice Hooker. I mean, why didn't they give him Maurice Hooker? I wonder. They didn't give Maurice Hooker him because he might win. Hooker is a problem. And the only reason why Hooker didn't look so great against Virgil is because he had a broken hand before the fight. Before the fight, he broke his hand. And then they stopped the fight because of the agony from his hand. It's a different situation, you know what I mean? Every situation was always circumstantial. And right now I'm trying to push the movement for truth instead of these setups that these promoters, matchmakers, and fighters and trainers want to provide. They give people the fake, and they try to falsify and create champions that are not real. They're not legit until they've been in a fight, until they actually been tested.
Got you. And for anybody joining us, I see more people coming into the chat. This is No Holds Bar. I got my man Blair the Flair here. We talking about what's hot in boxing.
I love
You
the
know,
art, man. I love the art in the background. Damn it, I wish I had some art in the background. No,
Good
I
looking.
need to have like a studio now. You making me look bad.
Stop it, brother. Stop. Good looking though. Good looking, man. This stuff was on the floor for like over a year, so I finally got it up. Now we working. Appreciate you joining us. And everybody else joining us. No holds bar, yo. We talking about what's hot in boxing right now. I'm with my man Blair the Flair. So, Blair, look, you know, anybody who missed anything, just be aware this will all be back up on you know, Fight Hype in different versions, so you'll catch it all. But we spoke to Blair about a lot. I want to transition into something that you had mentioned, right? A man you're familiar with, Jaron Boots Ennis. So, you know, he's got a fight right now against Karen Chukazian, right? And I hope I didn't mispronounce Karen's last name too much. But, you know, he's his mandatory, right? He's his mandatory. But what do you think about this fight? And do you think that Boots is under like any pressure at all to perform well, considering that they fought before and he beat him, but not in spectacular fashion?
What guy was this? Where's this guy from?
You know, I don't want to get Karen's home country wrong. I could tell you in a second, but Karen is somebody that Boots have fought in the past, and he gave Boots a good fight. You know, it wasn't the prettiest fight, especially thinking about like what you talked about. You know, you like your style, and maybe some people, you know, give Boots credit for that he's slick or a little tricky, right? It didn't look like a classic what you would call Boots fight, but he's his mandatory now, so they got to fight again. But you know,
you're talking about the mover.
The mover.
Who is fighting? Oh man. If that mover ever had a gun, he'd be dead, man. He'd be dead, man. Like Boots would not be good, man. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? He would be not in the best shape. But no, he's definitely gonna get that guy. Hopefully he gets him out. Shout out to everybody from Philly that backs Boots. Boots is an incredible fighter. But no, he's not gonna do well with like really good movement. That'll always be a problem because like it'll go against his counter abilities. It'll stop him from doing certain things. It makes him think a little bit of extra and do a little bit of extra work that he might not be great at doing. Puts him in a gunfire. But it makes him have to switch a lot. You know, like it makes him have to do a lot of things, a lot more. But yeah, incredible fighter though. I think Boots is gonna dust them off somehow, some way. You know,
yeah, and you know if that happens, right? It's 147. Yeah. Obviously, he's a mandatory. Then it kind of opens up a little bit. You know, you got Barrios, you got Stanionis, you got Norman, you got all these guys now at 147 that have kind of taken their positions, right? Since Bud moved on from the division. But we all know your history. You know, you spoke about the sparring back in the day with you and Boots. But does that motivate you? Like, because obviously sometimes, you know, his name is brought up, or, you know, you may say his name, but is there motivation, like an underlying factor? Like, man, I want my lick back. I don't want it to end on that sparring session.
No, I didn't really have that at all. Like, look, let's put it like this. When we sparred, right, he was just a kid and I didn't give him a chance in hell or a thought at all. I'm like, at the time, I'm like the big prodigy in Philly. I'm unbelievably talented and everyone is scared of me. Everyone is scared of what I can do. Because what I am. I'm a freaking nature fighter, you know, and it just was one of those things where as though I was in a big slump at that time because I went like my first year as a professional, I had maybe a couple fights, and then I went 4-0 for a long time. I think I was inactive for like 3 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
So if you can imagine what being inactive would look like at the beginning of your career, it looks like, damn, man. Why the fuck am I training again? Why am I fighting? Like,
yeah, it's hard to find that motivation. I can imagine.
Yeah, like shit. I gotta fucking find a job. Like, damn. Shit, man. I wonder if they'll take my fucking credit, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's a lot of shit that, you know what I mean? Like, damn, man, I might need to fucking sell some drugs or something. Like, what the fuck? This shit is getting fucked. You know, I mean, I mean, life can hit you like that. It can hit you to a point where you feel like that, and you're probably going through that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've been in cases, you know what I mean? And so like when you think about where I was and at that particular time, you know what I mean? And you gotta think about the name I had at that time. There's a reason why they would bring that sparring up. It's because I was a big like name in Philadelphia at the time. It meant something. They're like, oh, this is my rite of passage. If we could just get one good day, we catch him off guard just one time. Just catch him off guard one time, we'd be good. We just gotta look good against him. Just one time. You know what I mean? Like catch him off time. And like, you know, and like that was like their little claim to fame against me for that little small period of time. And then things moved on. No, I didn't think nothing of it because I still didn't really think too much of him at the time, and I was like, okay, and you know, okay, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna get somebody that's gonna put some money back you, but we'll see what happens when you get punched in your mouth. I mean, like the truth will come out sooner or later. You know what I mean? We'll see if you a bitch or not. You know what I mean? We'll see if you give up that booty or not, man. Like that's how it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy, Blair. You wow. All right. So let me ask you this then.
I want to say no Diddy, but it's all Diddy. Like
no, it's definitely a no Diddy. It's like two of them at least. I think you got two of them. You owe me two. Two no Diddies. Definitely. Oh,
I mean, he is Boots. I mean, you sound like you want to get your boots back.
You wow. All right, look, Boots. Boots is tricky, right? I gotta refocus here. I gotta bring it back. I'm gonna be in Philly this weekend, yo. Boots, I ain't saying none of that. Nah, real talk though. Boots is tricky. You know, he's slick. He's a fast fighter. Uses either hand, right? Some say he's big for 147. Some say you're big for 147. But let's just say y'all were to fight, right? How do you deal with that? How would you say that you would achieve the victory?
Oh man, I don't think that's really the real question. The real question is how he's going to deal with me.
Tell me about it.
How's he going to deal with my antics? How's he going to deal with the real stage of fighting? How's he going to deal with the fact that like his father can't fight for him? None of his family members can fight for him. His brothers and his sisters can't fight for him. And like and Philly is going to hang you out to dry when you lose to somebody like me, and they're going to take my side, and I'm going to take over. And like, and he can see it, he can feel it, he can smell it, he dreams about it. When the fight is coming up, you know what I mean, coming to fruition, and like the only person that's like not tense about the situation is me. It's gonna fucking feel real uncomfortable. Because the thing is, I'm comfortable with this bullshit. I mean, look at Broner. I mean, look at Hooker. I mean, look at these guys. I mean, let's put it like this. My two ex-champions, I took out 4 knockdowns within the first 2 rounds. What's the odds of him getting punched in the fucking mouth before the fucking second round end? What's the odds of him going down before the fucking third round end? What's the odds of him fucking like really like trying to figure out whether like boxing's for him? Like in the midst of that fight, the odds is pretty fucking high. There is no amount of practice. There's no amount of a preparation to actually prepare him for what would happen against somebody like me. How you gonna prepare for somebody like me? Oh, you're just gonna spar left-handed fighters? I'm a freak of nature fighter. Only way that you could fucking prepare for me is if you somehow fucking got Manny Pacquiao in your fucking training camp. That's crazy. You know?
There you go. We put a period on it.
If you somehow brought Aaron Pryor out of fucking like, if you somehow like shrunk down Roy Jones and brought him back to youth. You just might have something on my ass, you know. But like, and made him southpaw. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like these freaking nature fighters only come once in a blue moon, and it's very interesting when things do happen. The freaking nature fighter doesn't always win. The freaking nature fighter doesn't always be the guy, and the reason why is because, you know, a lot of politics is involved, a lot of things that like have nothing to do with actually fighting becomes a part of it. I just wish that it wasn't, and I have to fight for the right to become. I have to fight for the right to be beyond politics, to be beyond just the, oh, I know this guy, or I'm with Al Heyman now. Oh, I'm with Eddie Hearns now. I have to fight to be beyond that and be a true champion that's going to speak for the people. And shit, man, like this, if I don't do it, who else is doing it? Because after Canelo's gone, what do we have now?
Yeah, no, it's gonna get interesting. It's definitely gonna get interesting, and there's a couple things in reference to that we're gonna touch on. Let's switch gears a little bit, right? So, somebody that, and thank you for all that insight. You know, I know fans, you know, they get interested in hearing about, you know, obviously how you feel on different things, but especially those big name fights, right? Look, Boots is definitely a great fighter, and he's setting his path. But we don't know too many big names. We don't know too many big names that he's fought. It'd be interesting, you know, my opinion. Cobbs, Boots, I think that'd be a cool fight. Who knows? I hope it happens. I hope it happens.
You don't know too many big names. That's because there is no big names. There is no big names. There's I don't even know if he's ever even fought an ex-champion. There is nothing. There's just his name. And the incredible looming false future that haven't came to fruition yet. You know, it's a lot of speculation without actually like the truth being revealed. You know, I want to believe that maybe he is the guy, and boxing can sustain. But the only way we're gonna find out is if he fight Blair Flair, and the only way we're gonna fucking find out that where boxing is really going to go is if he fight Blair Flair. Because honestly, we need a star. We don't need another just like Terence Crawford. Crawford needs to fight somebody like me. He needs to fight somebody that will keep boxing alive.
We're gonna talk about Crawford too.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about this.
Boxing needs like somebody that has charisma, like Floyd Mayweather, to push the envelope with boxing. Because if you don't, you could lose boxing. I mean, we're lucky that we even have a boxing game right now. It's been what, 11 years?
We're gonna talk about that too.
So.
We're gonna talk about that too. All right, let me ask you this. So a whole different subject, right? Ryan Garcia, somebody we talked about a little bit earlier, is a potential opponent for you. He is filing a lawsuit, right? Question for you, Blair, is this. Would you rather get it back in blood, get it back in the ring, or in the courtroom? Both. What's your thoughts on, you know, this lawsuit filed from Bill and Devin Haney's, you know, side?
From Bill and Devin Haney's side, what I would do?
Well, I'm saying they filed a lawsuit. So what are your thoughts on them filing this lawsuit? Would you prefer to get it back in the ring, get it back in blood, go to court, both? How do you see it?
Okay, well, I can tell you my stance on the whole court thing. It's all bullshit. It's quite obvious that first of all, if you really look up eye-string, if you really want to fucking like learn something about eye-string, you know, it doesn't do anything for you. Like, unless you had an incredible amount of dosage, which would be completely obvious. All right, so when you're looking at what happened with, oh yeah, he popped for eye-string. I mean, eye-string is in a lot of supplements that they don't even label, because low dosage of it barely does anything at all. He lost fair and square is the fucking problem. And one of the other problems is that he has people that fucking calls him Lord Haney and all of this and that. And he believes in his head that there's no way in hell that he should have ever fucking lost to Ryan Garcia, and he doesn't know how it happened. But dude, did you ever see the fucking hook? Did you fucking like you're talking as if like you didn't get hit, like you didn't have like actual strategic technical problems that took that fight a different direction instead of the way that you wanted it. I mean, and what I would do if I was him is him and his father, which I have nothing but respect for both of them. But I gotta be real. I'm not side taking. I have to be truthful about it. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a fucking hoe. And just go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? Like and go back to the drawing board. Like take your fucking losses like a fucking champ. Because right now you're looking like a fucking chump. You're looking like a fucking hoe. Like that's what he's looking like. He's looking like a fucking hoe, and he's not looking like a champion. A champion takes his loss gracefully. You know what I'm saying? If it's a fair fight and a fair loss, you take your fucking loss fairly, and you come back. You find ways to bounce back. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it is. You know, and like doing the things that he's doing, it's like it is bad for boxing. You know what I mean? It's incredibly bad for boxing. To like,
what kind of effect do you think it would have if, like, let's say he wins this lawsuit because he's suing him for battery, he's suing him for fraud, enriched injustice.
Like I'm scared to get into a fight with Devin Haney. He might fucking hit me for a DV case. Like, bitch, I'm gonna give you the pussy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, it's just bullshit, man. And it's not right, man. It's just not right. And that's a lot. That's a lot, man. Come on. Like to be in a lawsuit and all that stuff. Like, bro, he already had to pay a whole bunch of money. He already like you got the fucking fight turned when you lost fair and square. That's crazy. All right, that happened. What more? Now you want to hit him with a lawsuit and then demand that he fights and he gets to your negotiations within
yeah. Let me ask you that, Blair. Let me ask you that. Not to interrupt you. What do you think about that? This do you think Ryan should have took the test?
And I'm not the best friend. You know what I mean? I am a friend of both, but I'm not the best friend. You know what I mean? But shit. You know what I mean? Even I had to say something like, "Yo, man, don't pay that motherfucker no mind, man. I might be kicking your ass next, but at the end of the day, dog, what's real is what's real. Like I'm on your side on this one. You know what I mean? And like I'm like, let's put it like this. What if Devin Haney got popped for steroids? You know what I'm saying? Would they really be talking that mess? Would Ryan really give a fuck after the fact of him whooping his ass? Nah, it ain't nothing big, man. I can't say too much, but I just know that like people will do anything to win, and people will try to do the very best that they can do with their son, and like there's no exception when it comes to steroids, and I totally understand that. And I've never been a part of the whole steroid crew, you know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is this, like, Ryan's not a cheater, dude. He's not a cheater. I mean, the greatest thing he's ever done that was cheating is calling Jesus. You know what I mean? Because Jesus pulled through and gave him the left hand and bow, like shockwaves through the motherfucker. Like, yo, I mean, the greatest thing that he's ever done was have faith, and that's the problem. I don't think that Devin Haney truly has faith in God as much as he do himself. I don't think Bill has faith in God as much as he do himself, because to be doing this stuff and going through all of these loopholes and pulling off all of these stunts, it's not good, man. I mean, look, Ryan Garcia pulled off a big, spectacular victory with everything against him. His own promotions against him. Fuck Golden Boy is against him, man. Golden Boy was against him. The referee was against him. Everybody's against him. Motherfucker, even everybody, yo, Yo, and the fight looked so obvious that like Devin Haney was gonna win. Everybody bet. You know, so many people lost that bet.
Crazy.
Motherfucker, even I lost that bet. You know what I mean? Like, and
How
I'm
much you
like,
bet? How much you bet, Blair?
I don't even know, man. Maybe like $50. I'm not
Okay,
really.
okay.
I'm not really a betting man. And it's just for kicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just so
yeah,
I
no
can like,
doubt.
because sometimes it's hard to be like, it's hard to really get into fights and be a part of the whole fight world when I'm not fighting. So, and unless like I got some kind of I gotta have my foot in somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
got, I gotta have some skin in the game. So like maybe betting is like a little way of me having my foot in the game. I don't really bet a whole lot. I'm not like one of those guys dropping like 20 bands. I might drop $20. You know what I mean? It's just because, you know.
But for
But
anybody in the chat, I hope you drop money on them Yankees because we about to take that dub tonight. You know, we're not gonna talk too much Phillies baseball. We'll leave
man,
that. We'll leave that out of
the
there, Blair.
Yankees, man, like I'm see if they won, man. Yo, that's not even fair. Don't even talk about the
Oh, it's all
Philly
good.
all day,
I'm
man.
used to
Fuck
hearing it. I'm
y'all.
used to hearing it.
Yo,
If you feel like Blair, you could put a F the Yankees in the chat, please go ahead. But we about to win though. So anyway, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
I'm always for New York, but like, you know, I
Thank
remember
you.
when I was in, but like when you're fucking too good all the time, it just
We've had a drought. We ain't won a chip in 15 years, but we won a lot of them. We
y'all
have
been
won a
in the
lot of them.
drought, but only recently. I remember like the Lakers. I see you got the Lakers. I remember back in the day, I was living in LA. Back at the time when like the mega team was there, the 5-star team, and you had Fox, you had Kobe, you had Shaquille, and they were just killing shit. Like, you know what I mean? They were
Yep.
killing shit every day, all day, multiple world champions.
3 in a row.
Yeah, I was like, man, Philly, man, come on. Like, you know what I mean?
They beat Philly during them years too. You're right. They beat Philly in 01, the finals 01. Yeah.
Allen Iverson was a big part. And most of the reason why I was rooting for Iverson was not just because like of Philly, but was also because goddamn, like when you're like killing it that much, sometimes we want to see the underdog win. You know, we want to see the underdog win, and sometimes we just want to see what happens when you fail. We want to see what happens when you fail. Can you bounce back? You know what I mean? We want to see a little bit of adversity. We want to see you go through a little bit of tribulations before you win that victory. You know what I'm saying? Like
For sure.
one of the greatest victories I've ever had was the fight with Villalobos. And that was where I got knocked down early in the round too. I had to survive that round, and then you know what I mean. And I come back to win victoriously and knock him out. And that was and mind you, that knockdown that he hit me with was horrible. Like it was so bad. They have a picture of the referee ready to call the motherfucker off. Like, like you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And like that's what we want to see. We want to see the measure of a human spirit. And like that's what we want to see with Boots. We want to see the measure of the human spirit. You know what I mean? Like all of these fights, you're just dismantling dudes all so easy and all that stuff. Like, you know what? I think this underdog guy, Blair Flair, that also come from Philadelphia, and that definitely could probably
Philly
make
versus Philly at the Wells Fargo. That sounds tough. That sounds tough.
sounds great, man. It sounds great. Like something like that might be something where you can actually see the measure of the human spirit, whether in me or in him or in both. That's what I aim at. I aim to give you guys the best fights. I didn't call myself the greatest or I'm the smartest man in boxing, Mr. Sleeperson. But like but I am the most exciting man in boxing.
Say
Um
that.
I speak intellectually and I aim to put on a great show and give you guys great performances, win, lose, or draw. So that's how I feel about it.
No doubt. Let me just give a quick shout out to the chat. We got 100 people, over 100 people flowing in and out of here for sure, but we got some people talking in there. So just real quick to Zorro Zorro Tarded won. We definitely gonna ask Blair about that in a second. Punch Drunk, try to sneak that in. And then for Mr. Quake, I feel you. The Lakers was on a run to them Pistons. That's Wallace and Wallace Incorporated is what I used to like to call them. You had Tayshaun Prince, Rip Hamilton. Damn, it broke my heart. I'm a Kobe fan. If y'all don't see that right there, that's Kobe and Nip. Yeah, man, it killed me when them Pistons got us, but there was a good team. There was a good team, Mr. Quake. All right, let me ask you one last question on this lawsuit thing, just to move on from it, Blair. Does it hurt? Do you think it hurts just from your standpoint, your opinion, perspective? Do you think it hurts Bill and Devin? They're filing a lawsuit, right? Not perception, but just to get you the rest of the question. They're filing this lawsuit. Do you think it hurts their chances at a victory in this lawsuit if they're continuing to challenge a guy that they're suing for battery at the same time? It's like, you're suing him for battery, but then you ask him for another fight. What's your opinion on it? You think it hurts? It helps them? Don't make a difference?
I think it hurts everything. I think it hurts everything. I think them suing Ryan and just doing what they're doing and going about what they're going about, it really kills the sport. It makes the sport look bad, and it produces and it only perpetuates what I call bitch made culture. You know what I mean? That's not cool, man. It's just not it's not a good look right now for boxing. It's not a good look for Devin Haney. It's not a good look for Bill for allowing and pushing that. I mean, they should really just acknowledge that you lost and just lose with pride and dignity. And if you truly believe it, you truly believe that motherfucker is not better than you, prove it in a fair fight. Don't fucking have a lawsuit that's waving over his head and doing this and doing that. No, give him fair emotional rest. Give him more than enough time to prepare in a fair fight and fight him again. And be like, yo, man, you know what? How about this? And don't even fucking do all that dumb shit that he's been doing. Be like, you know what? How about we do a redo? I don't know what you did with the eye strain. Maybe we need to start maybe doing some tests on the supplements that you taking, and maybe we all should be doing that. So I show you my supplements, you show me. I don't know.
You shout out.
You know what I mean? I show you my supplements, you show me your supplements, and we're like, okay, this is what it is. Okay, cool. So nobody nothing, right? Yeah, okay, cool.
You funny, Blair.
Hey man, whatever that
everybody come to the table in the back room, just pull them out. Just pull them out.
Yeah, just pull them out. So what are you taking? I'm taking this, and this, man. And none of these motherfuckers is illegal. It might make my pee look fucking crazy yellow, but it's not illegal. This is just supplements so I can survive, man. And it's it seems like at least some transparency might help. But I would say just do that. And if you truly believe that you can do better, or you can somehow stop that left hand from smacking you in the face every time you throw a jab, then do that. You know what I mean?
Bet. We gonna move on from that one with that. Yo, let me ask you a question.
I'll be right there to lose my money again.
Yeah, let's see if it happens. It'll be interesting. I don't think it will happen. I think there's a lot of factors. Ryan suspended. Weight differences. Reformation of divisions. There's a lot, but if it happens, it happens. We'll be on the lookout. All right, a whole different topic. Do you game?
Man, not that much. I want to, and I swear every day I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm about to do this, and I never really do it. I don't know, man. I game, but it's a different kind of game. I do stocks,
Okay.
I trade, and sometimes if I'm bored and I ain't got nothing else to do, or hopefully I ain't got nothing else to do. You know what I mean? Because most times I got something to do. Right now, I probably got to help my son with his homework. You know what I mean? And play with my daughter for at least an hour before she hit the sack. But if I don't have any time and I'm available to like do something, I would rather do something productive. I got this simulator that's a 24-hour simulator that like takes the stocks backtrack data, and I just trade on that as if it's live. And
Oh, that's lit.
yeah, and I build up a whole lot of experience in a small amount of time while I do it live in the morning at 6:30, which is 9:30 your time. And so yeah,
No,
that's what I do.
nah, you good. And I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to address Zoratarded 1 in our chat. Yeah, because he's saying, hey, he's gonna ask about Undisputed with half of our favorite fighters missing. And I think this is a perfect reason to ask Blair. So Blair, would you want to be in the game? Is that something that is an aspiration of yours, or what do you think about that? What do you think
Hell
about
yeah,
possibly being in
man.
this game? Yeah.
Well, I'm in the game. I think I'm a downloadable character.
Okay.
I really want to talk to Undisputed and try to get me as like one of the characters that you can just play. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just cut me off a bigger check and let me be a normal character that you can actually get when they update the game. Let me be one of those free characters that you get to play, like, you know what I mean, and make sure they update it with my woos and all the nonsense that I do in between rounds and all that shit. It'll be fun. You know what I mean? Characters like myself would make the game fun. You know what I'm saying? It'll make the game a little bit more, a little bit more interactive.
If you could fight anybody or if you could put two people to fight in the game, any two fighters, dream matchup, what two fighters would you put together?
Damn, a dream match.
Yeah, so if you could pick any two fighters, and let's just say potentially they were in the game, if they're there now, whatever. But if you could pick any two fighters in a game like that, what two fighters would you like to see fight?
Oh man, I like to see.
Like for me, Floyd and Bud. I would like to see Floyd and Bud. I think that's a matchup I would like to see.
Nice. I mean, that's a great one. I don't think it's gonna be better than mine's though.
All right, what you got? What you got?
I got Jake Paul and Butterbean. I want to
see them. Jake Paul and Butterbean.
Yo,
what made you pick those two guys?
Yeah, because they were like they're both like side shows. You know what I mean? They got a whole lot of like promotion behind them. I like to see it. It might be fun. You know what I mean? Because Butterbean could fight, man, and Jake Paul is starting to shape up to be a real fighter. If he just gets in the ring with a real fighter, it'd be great. That's within reasonable age groups and talent. But yeah, I would like to see that just for fun. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just want to fuck around. Like, if I'm gaming, I'm going to want to fuck around a little bit. I want to see that fight. Outside of that fight, the fight that never happened. I like seeing the fights that never made it.
There's a few of those. Which one you referencing?
Sugar Ray Leonard and Aaron Pryor.
Ooh, okay, that's dope. That'd be a dope fight.
Hell yeah.
That'd be a dope.
That'd be amazing. Floyd Mayweather and Paul Williams.
Floyd Mayweather and Paul Williams. Dope.
It never happened.
Nah. That's a good mix.
He said, hell no. This nigga's too tall. His body is incredible. How are we going to fight that? Nah, never happened. You know what I mean? Or maybe even Floyd Mayweather and Margarito, the fight that never happened. You know what I mean? He's like, no, I'd rather fight Shane.
Plaster or no plaster?
With the plaster.
With the plaster. Margarito with the plaster. That's an option. That's sick, bro. That's sick. Oh my God.
Something funny, man. I'd like to see something funny. Like,
right. That'd be dope. I mean, we know what it is. So why not? Put it in there. Plaster, no plaster. You got to pay the extra little boost. Add on the plaster. Yep. Oh man. I bet. Appreciate it. Let's talk boxing. Let's talk something you have some relation to, right? So Spence Fundora, they're gonna fight. News just broke. Back in the day, you had some choice words about Spence. So I guess my first question for you, Blair, is how do you feel about Spence now? Do you have some of those same thoughts you shared a few years ago? Was it 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Let me be like just brutally honest and truthful when it comes to these fighters. Look, the people that I talk a lot of shit about, like Boots, like Ennis, like shit, that's the same nigga. Like Earl Spence, Terence Crawford, all of them are incredible fighters, truly remarkable fighters. Okay, so like that's one thing. Like, if you want to know how I feel about Earl Spence, he's a remarkable fighter. When it comes to this Fundora thing, I see what Fundora is doing. They want to fight a slightly weaker opponent, make that fight happen in hopes of making an extra money and then fighting the main guy. I don't think that was a good idea because anybody coming from 140 is a fucking issue. It's a fucking problem. Fundora, look, man, like, I think that he'll get his ass whipped. He's gonna get beat by Earl Spence. Earl Spence is not finished. He's not done. He's not broken. You know what I mean? He just got caught up with a guy that's been fucking trying to fight him for years. That he couldn't possibly be more prepared to fight than him. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I remember I speak about this all the time. If me and Crawford fought, he would lose. And I said the reason why he would lose is because he would lose at the signing. He wouldn't lose at the fight. While he's preparing to fight me, like, I've been preparing to fight him for years. You know, because I was prepared to fight him for years, and it just so happened that there's a stupid little kink, whereas though, like, there's a guy that's really, really good too, that has nearly the same skills and nearly the same problems in Boots. That's why he loses. He loses because I've been preparing for him for years, or somebody like him for years. But that's the only thing. So
it's a new weight division for Errol. He's coming back after 15 months.
I don't think it stops him. I don't think it stops
No,
him.
I mean, what I was going to say was, Errol obviously likes to set you up with the 1-2, fight on the inside when he has to. And Fundora, he doesn't fight off the height. He fights on the inside a lot. So it makes sense. I mean, I can't argue with somebody who sees Errol winning that fight. I could understand why somebody see him not winning the fight.
Like, how about this? In order to catch Earl, you have to be incredibly fast with straight punches. Straight punches that can cut through his high guard, his strong high guard, and have to be fast enough to a point he can't see him coming. Or it has to be to a point where it's catching him in the exchange. Basically, like what Crawford's been doing. You know, once he started catching him and caught him with some good shots, Crawford kept catching him again and again and again with the exchange punches. You know, they weren't counters, they were exchanges. You know, and like, that's how you catch somebody like Earl. But to be a tall fighter that just going to be punching on Earl's guard like this and letting Earl get close enough to land shots within his range, I don't think that he's going to last very long. You know, let's just put it like this. I know how to beat somebody like Fundora, and I know how to beat somebody like Earl. But shit, let's put it like this. Let's say I can beat Earl right now. I still wouldn't take him lightly. I wouldn't take him lightly, none to say the least. He is a serious problem. And I wouldn't consider him done and over the hill.
So let's say he wins. So
we're the same age. Like, you know what I mean? That's just like how we're talking about like the other fight I had with AB. He wasn't over the hill. That motherfucker got up from a shot that would fucking keep people down for a long time. You know what I mean? He lost a tooth, for Christ's sake. He lost a tooth, hit a shoulder, and fucked up an elbow.
Did you find a tooth like Maidana supposedly found a tooth in his fight? Did you find a tooth?
Yeah. I put it in the case and everything. And like, and bro, and when he got up limping. So he fucked his foot up too and everything. Like, this motherfucker is a goddamn beast. And to come back and fight the whole time and come forward, you know what I mean? Like, I thought he was a smart ass. You know what I mean? Like, keeping his high guard up and just blocking and not letting go shots, because like, I like him when you throw some punches at me. I catch you with the bullshit. You know what I mean? But
Sure.
I thought he was being a smart ass by doing that. He wasn't. He was hurt. His arms were hurt, and he knew better than to just let his hands go and get caught in the exchanges with me.
Shout out real quick to Sanctus Deuce Cruor and the Angry Casual Fan, both backing you to beat Crawford as well. All right, let's just say he wins. So, Spence wins this fight. Yeah. His next fight obviously is lining up to be Bud. Now they're at 154. Really? Yeah, they both at 154. If he wins this fight against Fundora, Bud's got a chip. He's got some straps himself. They could fight and unify. Some people think Errol was too small or too big. He was too. What was that?
Is there anybody else at 154? What about?
What do you mean?
What about Charlo? I thought Charlo was the guy in 154.
I mean, that's a fight that could happen, right? I mean, Jamel's last outing was his last outing, but right now at 154, you're looking at Fundora, you're looking at Mirdzaliev, you're looking at Crawford. Yeah, those are the champs. So if Fundora loses this fight to Spence, do you see a rematch between Bud and Spence happening in any different? Like I was about to say, some people said Spence was too big for 147. Some people say Bud might be too small for 154. They now 154. Do things change? Any advantages for Spence now at this weight?
No. No. There's no real advantages. I feel like they both would basically look very similar to the same. I would wager that Earl wouldn't get caught up in the fight so much and get caught up in his ego to force the fight and force himself into getting caught up and hit and caught in exchanges and counterpunched. I would wager that he would fight a much smarter fight, and I would wager that he would still lose in a situation where as though there's just certain things that he just couldn't get over, But that's based around things that they can't change. That's based around their style, their punch selection, and the way their posture and the way they carry themselves throughout each fight. And there's a lot of data on both of them, So I would wager that it'll most likely look the same unless something dramatic happened, like Earl Spence had an eye surgery and had new eyes from somebody. Let's say if they took Tevin Farmer's eye, he has one eye. If they took Tevin Farmer's one eye and put it in Earl Spence.
Yeah, you crazy.
It'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting. That motherfucker be moving and shit. Like, he'll be like, oh shit, I don't have to do this all the time. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
All right, got it.
That motherfucker somehow came up and got one of the Sharingan eyes. It'd be great. I was like, oh shit, now it's different. But no, I don't see that.
Oh, got you. Talk about Bud. What do you think about him and Teo going back and forth?
I think that Teo needs to fight Blair Flair right now. I think, why should we be fucking fighting? Talking about this Terence Crawford fight when you ain't never going to fight Terence Crawford, and you should sign a contract to fight Blair Flair ASAP for a mega $1 million fight and major exposure and getting your ass kicked just like Cambosis. Like, why not? You know what I mean? I mean, y'all, you want to call people monkeys? Why don't you fuck with the monkey right here? I like the monkey around. Like, you know what I mean? I'm
You
a
silly as hell.
baboon. I'm gonna be fucking all over his ass, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun, and I think that is what boxing needs. Boxing needs Blair Flair and Teofimo Lopez to go at it. I think that's a good mix. If he
So
wants 147, why
yeah,
not?
yeah. I mean, he's talked about fighting, Bud there, so he could definitely make the weight. At least he feels like that, right?
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: some people may not know your history, but you obviously have a close relationship with your dad, right? And there's been this static between Bud and Tio Junior, Tio Senior. Like if it were you, right, and you were with your pops, and you had an event, a fight, you out, whatever, and you got another fighter or a person in general, pressing the issue with you and your dad. I think Bud's been saying like if it were me with my dad and somebody was doing to me what I was doing to them, I would have reacted different, right? How would you have reacted?
Man, I would punch anybody in the mouth with my dad, dude. You know what I'm saying? He's all I got. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the kid. Like my mother passed away when I was only 10 years old. So
Mm-hmm.
like all I have is my father, and my father, like he might not be perfect, but he did the very best he could. You know what I'm saying? I might have seen some things I probably shouldn't have seen, but he did the best he could. You know what I mean? And I got nothing but respect for my father, and that means if he say, "Yo, punch this nigga in the mouth," I'm gonna punch him in the mouth, and that's just what it is. Like I'm not going to ask. Like, well, no, it wouldn't be no questions. I just go upside his head, man, and I'm a fool. I might moonwalk on his grave while I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I'm weird like that. I'm the worst kind of person for you to lose a fight against. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why niggas don't fight me. Like,
You doing the moonwalk like Andy Cruz? I don't know if you ever seen that video, but Andy was winning the fight, did the moonwalk. He did the moonwalk.
moonwalk.
Yep, doing the
Don't do the
moonwalk
Doug.
out there.
Don't do the Doug
Shout out to Andy
Henry.
Cruz.
You
If
know?
they look, like you said, I don't think look, I wish Tio none but the best. He's been good to me, but I don't know if that fight actually materializes. I don't think a lot of people think it materializes in a hypothetical world. If it did, he would obviously be the underdog. Do you think there's anything Tio could do to win against Bud Crawford?
No. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Somebody like Crawford is incredibly patient. And there's certain things that he would have to do to catch Crawford. And I don't think that he has the heart to do that. I know he has a lot of ability. But that would mean doing something very, very different to what he's used to. He is very talented though. I've seen him pull off some stunts that were truly incredible. I remember one time he knocked a guy out, and his first shot was a shot to the arm, which was the follow up to the actual knockout punch. It was incredible. There's a lot of special things that Tio does. Yes, I'm watching everything. I'm seeing everything. There's a lot of amazing things that Tio does, but I don't think that it'll be enough to stop somebody that is so patient, has great eyes, and really the only real factor and there's very few ways to actually get to Crawford. You'll have to have jagged, fast feet. Jagged means like a little bit unpredictable, and sharp speed. Where like at you cut the distance that fast, and you're out that fast. You know what I'm saying? You came in, but you didn't come in straight. You came in on an angle. You know what I mean? So like his counterpunch was off, but you landed like 3 shots in the midst of that, and he's trying to get that shit back and chase you down, but it's too late now. Now he has to switch his feet because you done made him walk over his foot and start start backtracking. That's just the only way to catch somebody like Crawford and beat Crawford. I don't see I don't see
Tio.
Tio pulling it off. I don't see
Yeah.
Tio pulling it off like somebody like me would. You know what I mean? Somebody like me would do that. Somebody like me would force him switch his feet. I know why he switched his feet. Somebody like me would make it a little bit uncomfortable while he's losing each round, trying to catch me with that one great shot. And that one great shot just never comes. It just never comes.
Real quick.
That's because the one thing that I'm doing is the one thing that everybody else that had incredible technique never did. And that was staying locked, engaged in every single fight, in every single round, in every single second of every single round.
There you go. Real quick for the chat, Mr. Grandy. Yeah, you're right. Crawford fights at 154. That's exactly what we're saying, Mr. Grandy. We don't think that, Teo's really going to get that fight. We were talking about hypothetically, if that fight were to happen, is there a chance? Blair gave you his viewpoint. He doesn't think there's a chance. One more person in the chat there, General Rack. 70 people watching only. WTF, General Rack. There's 70 more people than what's watching you right now. So shout out to you, big dog. But we out here, and plenty of people will rewatch this. We'll get thousands of views in the clips and what we repost, and definitely be on the lookout for that because we've been talking about a lot. Last question on this Teo topic. Did you take any offense to any of his remarks? The ones that are considered racially offensive?
Again, man, I'm not gonna be mad if you call me a monkey. I am a monkey. But I don't know. I felt like if somebody like me is hard to like offend, because I know that like people are just trying to get under your skin, and hell, that's me half of the time, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm all about Mr. Controversial and all that stuff, but the racial remarks could be better. Shit, if you're gonna get racial, you should probably do better. You know what I'm saying?
You say he wasn't offensive enough?
Yeah, he wasn't offensive enough, man. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But hey, man, if people don't like him, if you don't like him, you want to get rid of him, send him to me, man. Because I tend to be that guy that everybody just sends to when they're sick of him. You know what I'm saying? When people are sick of fucking Rolly, they just like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? You should fight Blair Flair then. Like, you know what I mean? Once you get sick and tired of his ass, just go ahead and send him my way. You know what I mean? I treat him nice for you. You know what I mean?
Got you. All right. Let's switch it to Lamont Roach. Just got announced. Just your thoughts on the fight. Is it a good fight?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean,
is it pay-per-view? Is it pay-per-view worthy?
Nah, not really. Not really pay-per-view worthy, but it's another fight for boxing, another fight for Gervonta Davis. Truly incredible fighter. But I don't think. I think if this is something that fighters that the fans need to fight for. We need to start retaliating with our dollars, and that means not paying for a Gervonta Davis, Lamont Roach fight. That means not paying for a Jake Paul versus anybody that's not a fighter fight, or even not paying for a Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. I mean, I hate to be disrespectful about it, but it's just what it is. You know what I mean? I have nothing but respect for these guys. You know what I mean? I have nothing but respect for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, but I feel like it definitely will hurt boxing a little bit having that type of fight go down. I would love to see him fight another like, up and coming fighter or something like that, like he did with the one guy he lost to. I thought it was an incredible fight. I thought he might have pulled it off, and he took a loss, and he took it on the chin far better than fucking Haney did. And I gave him all the respect after that, and I thought that he will continue on to fight, fight real fights and really help the sport along and push the sport along. I don't like the fact that he's going backwards with that, but yeah, that's what I see.
Sure. If this fight, right, is not the fight for Tank, or if we think he should have a better one, who do you think he should be fighting?
Why not Shakur Sleeperson? You know what I mean? Why not Shakur Sleeperson? Why not what was the other guy name? Keandre? No, not I forget his name, but like
Keyshawn Davis, I think that's Keyshawn Davis.
Keyshawn Davis. That'll be a good fight. You know what I mean? At least it'll be interesting. At least
who could beat Tank? Who could beat Tank? Who gives Tank that fight?
I don't think nobody beats Tank, man.
There's nobody out there right now, huh?
I don't think there's nobody out there that can beat Tank, especially in his weight class. You know what I mean? Shit. I don't even think. Shit, I don't know. I don't think anybody can beat Tank right now. Yeah.
So how about Lamont Roach? Obviously, he's gonna be an underdog.
Bro, I used to believe that Devin Haney could beat Tank. You know what I mean? But Devin Haney is not the same Devin Haney. He's not the same guy as he was when he was younger. He's not as elusive. He's not as defensive. He's actually a lot more offensive. And the problem is he's offensive with still pillow hands. He got crushed from doing that. I don't think that he will be able to do that if he kept that up. But I always thought that he would beat Tank if they got in the ring. You know what I mean? Somebody that was basically the perfect opposite. The perfect opposite is a checker player. You know what I mean? Because Tank is a high-level chess player. And the only way to beat somebody that's that great at chess is to take them off the chessboard. We only have 12 rounds. You're only going to go about 12 rounds, and then we're going to see what happens where the chips fall. Let's make it that game. If you did it that way and made it that game and forced him into that game and he loses, that's a big one. But that's the only way I see anybody winning against Tank. He will lose rounds against a fast fighter, a defensive fighter, and a mobile fighter. He's not gonna be chasing a motherfucker down. I mean, because he's not gonna risk getting caught either. He ain't gonna risk getting caught with some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
So Lamont Roach, any chance at all?
Nah, I don't think so. I got nothing but respect for Lamont Roach. I've seen him plenty of times. Where he from? Is he from Jersey or something, right?
Lamont, where's Lamont from? You know what? I don't know of him.
I think
Put it in the chat, y'all. Where Lamont from?
I think
I don't want to guess wrong and give him the wrong city. But yeah, I feel like he's from the East Coast. I feel like he's definitely from that side of town.
Yeah,
he's from outside Blair, but where exactly I don't know. DMV, yeah, DMV area. There you go.
I got nothing but respect for Lamont.
Yeah, no, for sure. A couple things. I appreciate your time so far, Blair. Thank you for rocking with us. The fans, they've been in the comments. Some of them been showing love. Some of them been asking questions. Guys, we got some topics we want to make sure we get Blair's thoughts on before we get him out of here.
Hold up.
We got something that important.
Hold up. Before all of that, I need to hear some haters, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you want to hear some haters? I got.
Hit me up with the boos and hit me up with the fucking the rough
Let's
shit.
See. I'll give you one or two because I got some topics we definitely want to talk about. But I'll give you one or two, Blair. Let's see.
Here we go.
Let's see. We got a couple. We got some in there. Real quick, while I find that hater, to help Coyote out, he actually has a good question. He said, for someone who never watched Blair Cobbs box, what fight of his do you recommend watching first?
Blair Flair versus Steven Villalobos. Blair Flair versus Caribbean. Ferdinand Caribbean. That was my first breakout fight, and it was a 16-1 underdog. I had no chance or no reason even being in that fight against a guy that was way bigger than me. And it was my first time at 147, like legitimately. And that was my first belt. And that was the fight that put me on a map. That was the first time I did the woo. And
there you go.
Created my persona. That'd probably be the first fight that you'll see. I mean, it will probably be a good one. And then the next one will be the Villalobos fight.
There you go, Coyote. There you go. I got one for you. This one seems a little personal. I don't know if it's going to trigger a thought of yours or not. I don't know if this guy, you actually know him, but this is what he's saying. We got Boxing Mind saying, "Hey, Blair, stop ducking my man Treshawn Wiggins. You both under Don King. You goofy."
What?
What's he talking about? Who is Treshawn Wiggins, and are you ducking him, Blair?
I have no clue who the fuck Treshawn Wiggins is, man. Like, I have no clue, man. Look, the thing is, right? Nobody under Don King's roster is relative. Like, nobody is like worthy of fighting on that level outside of Adrian the Problem Broner. And that's the issue. That's why I have to go out of my way to get a fight this way and that way. I get that you want to fight, but you know, make your way. Like, what can you provide outside of just like, oh yeah, I can fight. You know, if you do something like that, if you put yourself in a position to where like it's actually worthy of a good show, why not? I'll spank that ass too. You know what I'm saying? Why not? I ruined more fighters' careers in just a little bit. Caribbean was undefeated. Stephen Villalobos, that I'm telling you, was an undefeated fighter. I'm not like really running from anybody. I'm actually chasing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm actually chasing.
Facts. Yo, definitely. I agree. Look, I don't like to be, share too much opinion. You know, people with the bias bullshit. All I'll say is, Blair, I agree. You definitely try and get the big fights. We like that.
Hit me up with some more haters, man. Like, that wasn't good enough.
Well, Blunt Smoke says you clout chasing Jaron Ennis.
Fucking shit. I feel that. I could feel that. Cloud chasing Jaron Ennis. Okay. I feel that. You know? I feel that.
Yeah. But to keep it real, you getting a lot of love in here too, Blair. Because I had a search for some hate. So if y'all got an opinion, share it with us. And while that cooks up, hop in that chat. We getting some more people back in the chat. So that's what's up. If y'all got some thoughts for Blair, Blair's where all the smoke. Send it in. Blair, questions for you, but Benavidez Morel. What's your thoughts on that?
Enough, man. Haters ain't good enough. It's making me feel bad. You know what I mean? I
feel like you heard.
I feel like they don't love me anymore.
Yeah, I heard that. Blair said y'all gotta hate a little better now. Like, y'all not even hating good enough. So
like you clown ass nigga with the fucking red afro. Fuck out of here, man. You ain't real. You light skinned. Like, motherfucker, I could roast myself way harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, your chin is up in the air, you're moving around. Like, sooner or later, somebody's gonna catch your ass. Like shit, man. Come on. Like, box like you have 2 left feet, 2 left nuts, and 2 left hands. like I don't know, man.
Yeah, we'll give him a little bit of time to get creative, and we'll definitely come back to him in a second. Let's see if they get better with it. Blair's, like I said, he's with all the smoke. Y'all bring it. Let me ask you about this while I got you here. Benavidez Morel, Blair, how do you see that fight going? What are your thoughts on it?
I don't know enough about Morel, but I know that he's an incredible fighter. I notice he has a devastating power, and he's just been waiting to show his abilities. Do I believe that that's the fight that was deserved? Not quite. I believe that the fight between Benavidez and Canelo was well deserved and needs to happen as soon as possible. The David Morrell fight, I believe that David Morrell might be the guy that's next in line, the next gen, so to say. And it could be early or it could be right on time. Either way, I think it'll be a great fight that the fans will love and enjoy. Shout out to everybody that's involved to make that fight happen.
Last boxing question for you before I turn to some other topics I want to ask you about non-boxing, get your thoughts on. But just quick prediction: Beterbiev and Bivol fight this weekend. You got a prediction?
Beterbiev.
Beterbiev. KO?
I don't know. Could be KO. I dealt with somebody that had the similar style and similar skills of a Bivol. And it was easily negated with arm punches, with trap shots. I mean, because I don't really have to. I don't have to chase you if you're doing all of that bouncing around, moving back and forth, and all that stuff. I don't have to do all that. I could just sit there, wait, pow, and catch you with a trap shot as you come forward. You know what I mean? I can slip shots and throw body shots, or slip shots and throw head shots, little things like that that are mostly stationary moves with incredibly fast twitch arm punches. And who's the greatest arm puncher of all times? Arthur Beterbiev. Arthur Beterbiev have incredible, powerful hands, and he's a strong arm puncher. He throws punches, and he throws a lot of punches that some of them don't even connect to the bottom of his body. They're like, they can be off point, off track, and off time, and they could just be just the arm punches, and it can level a building. It can break somebody's ribs, break somebody's head. You know, he's very powerful, very strong, and he doesn't need to do much to give that kind of power. People think that he's gonna have to like chase down Bivol, and Bivol's just gonna just be like tiptoeing around them and eat them up. But it could be the other way. It very much could be the other way. It could be that like that movement don't actually provide enough. I mean, he is a great fighter. He's a good technical fighter. He's a great well balanced rhythm fighter. But that's the problem. His rhythm makes him predictable in a lot of instances. So what happens with predictability? Exchange punches, powerful exchange punches in the midst of like him bouncing and then coming forward when he probably shouldn't, trying to throw that hook when he probably shouldn't, getting caught with straight punches, him throwing those straight punches, and Bivol just doing these slight slip movements and dropping big bombs. I think a lot of that stuff can happen. I mean, if he beats somebody like Marcus Brown, I don't know who the fuck else can beat him. You know.
Got you. There we go. Actually, you asked for it, you got it, man. So, you know, gonna share some stuff with you. What do you got? I just seen somebody. He lost to Roach. Let me hear his excuses why he lost to Roach.
Good one. well, I lost to Roach. Okay. Well, did I not prove that was a fluke in the very next fight, which was only a couple months after? I mean, nobody thought that I was going to beat Hooker, did you? Okay. All right. Now, look, how about this? How long did it take? How long did you know that we were going to fight? No, really. How long did you ever get noticed that Blair Flair was going to fight Alexis Roach? The answer is 1 week at best, or a couple days at best. Within a day, within a week, within a very, very small amount of time, I sold that whole fucking arena out. Okay. When was the last time I fought? Almost nearly a year before that time. So you gotta think about it. I trained for a week, fought Alexis Roach, thinking that I was gonna win. It was a bad idea, it was a bad strategy. And with a real promotion, with a real shot, and a fair training camp and a fair fight, things might be a lot different. How? Because of what the fuck happened literally right after. The reason why I had to go on a 2-year hiatus for absolutely dominating and destroying Maurice Hooker. You tell me. You tell me. How's that look? You know?
Facts over feelings. I hope that satisfied you.
Yeah.
Rap star boxing knowledge. Ben would KO Blair, I think. Kind of Ben.
That's interesting. If he could get a hold of me. No, that means that he will have to take a very different stance. He will have to figure out how to negate lateral movement and actually fight without tripping over his feet and not get hit by somebody like me. I mean, it's great. It all looks good until you get punched in the face. I mean, Ben is an incredible fighter. Shout out to Conor Ben and everybody that's working with him. But against Blair Flair, he would just be outgunned with movement, speed, power, creative punches, and creative fighting skills. It's like I'm an American fighter that fights on a different wavelength, a different level. You know, my thing is with Eddie Hearn promoting both of the characters of Conor Ben and Boots. Why wouldn't they fight each other? Is it
There you
because
go.
and wouldn't win, or what do you think about that?
Yeah, interesting. We'll let them maybe respond to that in the comments. Question for you. You know, you're getting a lot of flack. I could search for the comments, but there's some people, I wouldn't say a lot. Let me rephrase that. A fair amount of people have commented that maybe you bite Ric Flair style, right? So response to that and question for you on how much of a wrestling fan are you?
I'm an incredible wrestling fan. I love wrestling. And you know what? Maybe I did bite his style. What the fuck you gonna do about it, nigga? You know what I mean? Like, first of all, like, that's what I always want. I aim to do. I aim to bring the multiple different types of people involved. I wanted to bring multiple different types of generations, and paying homage to great entertainers from the past was only another lure to bring fans together and make things even greater than they were. What puts me in a position of higher value than most fighters. I mean, most fighters, all they fucking want to say is, "Oh yeah, I'm Mexican. Oh, who gives a fuck? Oh yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. Oh yeah, I'm this. Oh yeah, I'm that." And that's all you got. Like, no, but I'm an entertainer. You know what I mean? That wants to bring multiple different types of people together and multiple different types of ages together. You know what I mean? I might have the charisma that might hark back to like a old days of wrestling, but also it inspires the youth. You know what I mean? It inspires the imagination of a lot of the young athletes and young people, you know, that's maybe just trying to watch a good fight. It keeps them interested. I mean, goddamn, I mean, what else we're gonna do? Do MMA? You know what I mean? Like, we might as well do some slap boxing now.
Chill. Who's your favorite wrestler all time?
Shawn Michaels.
Heartbreak Kid, legend. Did you watch this Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix?
Not yet. I saw it. I saw it when it dropped. I'm like, oh damn. I just never got around to it.
Yeah, you're gonna need some time. It's 6 hours. Well, six
Damn,
episodes, like
6 hours.
it's like an hour a piece. It's like a few episodes. I watched it on a long drive from the East Coast to the Midwest. But yeah, you're gonna need some time. You're gonna need some time. It is dope. It's definitely dope. Any Philly sports, like, are you like a casual sports fan? Do you consider yourself a hardcore sports fan? And if so, what's your favorite Philly sports team?
Well, it used to be the Sixers. I think now it would be like the Phillies, like the baseball. But
Yeah,
honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm really a casual fan because, like, if I'm not actually doing it, it kind of makes it hard for me to stay locked, engaged. You know,
got you.
I mean, honestly, I'd rather watch some cartoons or something. You know what I mean?
Well, what's your favorite cartoon?
Man, Naruto.
Which one?
The anime Naruto is my favorite cartoon. You know what I mean? And outside of that, if you want to just talk about just cartoons, probably the regular show. That was a funny one. You know, every episode was jam-packed full of bullshit. Like, I don't know, something fun. But yeah.
Let's wrap this up here with this one. I gotta ask you, what are your thoughts on this Diddy case?
I think it's hilarious, but also a serious issue. Like, Diddy needs to go. Yo, man, Diddy's a serious issue, man. Like, I even posted one time. It was just funny as hell. Yeah, like, he's an issue. But I do believe that that's just another lure for just some more distractions to what's going on in the world. I mean, literally, like right now, like There's a horrible hurricane that's just ripping through Florida.
Florida, yeah, for sure.
Pray to these people that's enduring such a tragedy and such a horrible thing. And then also these elections where like this, it's a whole lot of nonsense going on. Once again, please do not be sitting here like blind to the fact that like the whole world got poisoned over and got a pandemic because of that election. Like I refuse to like go through this again. I refuse to go through hellified gas prices literally right after freaking the election and the decline of our power as far as our financial power, and then obviously the rise of China, the rise of a whole lot of nonsense, and hell, even people forgetting that they're man and they're woman, like, you know, in basic principles that and values that come with that. So I don't know. There's a lot of nonsense going on. There's a lot of stuff, and you don't even know what's real, what's not real. You know, now they're bringing aliens out. You know what I mean? Aliens in the mist. You know?
Yeah, they released some stuff last year. That's funny. For sure. Question, just circling back real quick so I can wrap this one up with Diddy. You ever been to a Diddy party?
No.
I mean, we gotta get a stamp on that. So that's cool. And last question surrounding that. Blair, what's the craziest or wildest thing you ever think you saw, like industry related, that you could speak about? Gotta think, that was a tough one. Because we definitely not trying to, you know, we ain't on no fast stuff that you could speak about. You think there's anything that you've seen that's just wild, blows your mind, maybe the average person wouldn't think about?
I could just tell you that like this secret society of people that's against Jesus specifically, and against like real culture and real life, like things that's happening is real. That's real. But and it's definitely involved with a lot of things with the whole world of entertainment. I just wish that, you know, that people would be better, and hopefully that like that gets better in somehow, some way, or like something like that. But nah, I'm not involved, man. I'm just an athlete and an entertainer. You know what I mean? I might drop a couple bars. Hell, I might even drop an EP album. But like,
Let's do it.
I ain't like, you know, I ain't quite a big time entertainer yet. So I can't really tell you like, oh yeah, well shit, I saw such and such you know,
I saw such and such apply the baby oil right here.
Like, yo, like I see some freaky thing. Like, nah, I didn't see that. You know? So, you know, and so yeah. And I'm not really engaged in crazy stuff. And most times I'm at home.
Good thing.
Like I'm at home and I have to deal with this right now. I got my baby girl and my son over here, and they want to play. You know, they want to play. It's late. They know that soon it will be nighttime. It might be time to go to bed. So like, but they need to play. Then you get their homework done, and they need to eat. So like, I gotta get going. So yo, for Fight Hype, thank you for having me on. You know, once again, it's the most exciting man in boxing, Blair Flair. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Blair Flair for more exciting content. Official BlairFlair.com. Because nobody.
Blair, before I get you out of here, very last question. You know, I'm a big fan of All the Smoke. You might not know what that is, but that's a show that I love. And something that I want to take from them, because this is No Holds Bar episode 2. No Holds Bar episode 3 starts on Monday. Thank you for being one of our early guests. This is a segment we're looking to continue. Is there somebody that Blair Flair knows in boxing that you could help us get on here next? Any fighter you could think of that you can help us get on here next?
Oh, man, like, you know what? Why not? Did you guys ever get Devin Haney on?
Can you help us get Devin on?
I mean, like, look, I'm pretty sure that
who could Blair help us get on? Who could Blair help us get on?
I'm sure that they don't like me right now. Like, I'm sure that they'll like me right now, because I definitely talk. I definitely, you know, took my side and took my stance on that whole BS. But I don't know. I could probably send some word out to them because like why not get their story? You know.
If not Devin, anybody else you could think of?
Because I don't, me personally, I would love to hear this story. You know what I mean? Because everybody can talk all this stuff, but you never know until you hear it from the horse's mouth. I don't know. I could probably find somebody. I don't know. I gotta make some calls.
All good.
I'm not sure if AB wants to pull up anymore. You know what I mean? I gotta call him and see what's popping.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean? So AB is always cool. You know what I mean? That's one of the thoroughest dudes I've known. So yeah. All right.
No doubt. Yo, Blair, we appreciate this time, man. We look forward to speaking with you again, bro. Thank you.
Really, thank you very much. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace out.
All right, bye-bye.
Man, appreciate all y'all rocking with us all this time. You know, obviously try to get some of y'all comments in. If I didn't get something, my apologies. I'm gonna look through there right now. But we touched on a lot. You know, y'all been rocking with us for a while. We've been going almost 2 hours. But yeah, man, like I told y'all, this is the start of something that we're gonna be doing consistently. So be on the lookout. No holds barred. We'll be advertising it. You know, you'll see it hopefully from the fighter side, our side, on my page. So follow me on at the Puerto Rican Kid KG, and definitely keep tuning in. I got something lined up for early next week. And you know, we're just gonna keep plugging, man. Y'all keep rocking. But I try to touch on all of it. You know, I think the coolest part was that Blair was really down for even the comments that maybe he wasn't, you know, it wasn't favorable for him, right? So he addressed y'all, man, head on. So I appreciate y'all bringing the smoke, bringing them questions. Everybody kind of just, you know, rocking with me for that whole time frame. And yeah, man, just keeping the energy going. So look, just stay up with us. Like I said, you'll see something soon. Keep up with my Instagram, keep up with FightHype, and we're gonna be back. If y'all got anything y'all want to talk about in the chat before I go, let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna peace out here in a little bit. Probably rock with y'all like another minute or two, unless there's a pressing question or something that y'all want to talk about. But I appreciate everybody. Again, it's Kevin Garcia at the Puerto Rican Kid KG. It's FightHype. Y'all know where to find us. And yeah, looks like we good. Let's see, Justin Rubio. Yeah, man, for sure. I think Blair would have loved to have heard your comment. But we appreciate y'all. And, you know, rock with us on the